Hi everyone, I hope you're having a good day. Today has been a very hectic day for me. I came back to Tokyo from Ishigaki and it was raining cats and dogs back in Ishigaki because they're having a typhoon right now, and it was so hard to drive under typhoon conditions and having to return the car because I rented a car, having to return that, getting all wet, going to the airport. It was just a nightmare. And then I came here and I was able to rest. And look, now I have my view of I can't flip the camera, so I'm just doing the selfie camera. So the Tokyo Tower, can you see it? You can, a little bit. It's the Tokyo Tower from my room. I decided to get, a pretty nice room these last few days that I'm going to be here because in Japan, just because I need to rest and I just want some space, and I guess this video is just going to be a reflection of my trip and what I have been able to get from this trip. So before coming to Japan, I was experiencing a lot of anxiety and uncertainty, and I was overall feeling overwhelmed by a lot of things, a lot of the things that were happening politically speaking in the political landscape, and they're still happening, but I just haven't been up to date with those things because I haven't been watching the news at all since I've been here, which has been really healthy for my mindset, and I feel like I feel less anxious, which is something that I realized when I was here. Most people, they know about what's, from my experience and the people that I've spoken to here, local Japanese people and other people from other parts of the world, most people know what's going on in the US. They get the gist of it, but they either feel one of two things. They either feel like what's happening in the US is kind of entertaining for them, because obviously they're in a different country, they live in a different country, and what the orange man does or doesn't do, or the stupid shit that he says, is entertaining to them. So that's one sentiment that I have been able to get from people here. Or the other sentiment is that they really don't care, or they know very little about what's going on. They get the surface stuff, and they're concerned about, some of the people that I've spoken to, especially Europeans from France and Germany, they are concerned about what's going on, but it just doesn't seem like it's in the forefront of their mind, as the news back home makes it seem like it's on everybody's head what's going on in the US. And that's something that I, deep down inside, I knew that, being in Japan has been fucked over by the US many times. And, if you look back at history, and most of these countries are kind of used to the US being fickle and irrational in their behavior. So what's happening right now to them is not surprising. I'm gonna put my phone here. What's happening, oops, the curtain. What's happening back home is not surprising to them because they've been experiencing this kind of volatility for so long, right? Maybe not in the same way as what's happening right now, but especially Latin American countries, Southeast Asia, Japan, most of these countries have had to bear the brunt of the irrational decisions that the U.S. has made and has ultimately affected these countries in a very detrimental way. But I'm also in awe. I knew Japan was very advanced technologically. Before I got here, I knew that they were very advanced technologically and just very very advanced in their way of doing things. I'm sorry, I'm tired, so my thinking is a little bit slow today. But anyway, I knew that they were very technologically advanced in all of those things, but I was also very surprised to see, and I've seen this in other Asian countries, other Latin American countries, how resilient these countries are, how the people are so resilient after having gone through so many horrific things in recent history. They've still been able to pick themselves back up and create a society such as what Japan now is. And of course it has its flaws and it has its downsides, and there are a lot of issues here in Japan that they're still working through and trying to figure out. But all in all, they're so resilient, so polite, so kind, helpful, and I just feel more relaxed going back to the US and having to deal with everything that I have to deal with, right? I feel like this trip was much needed for me, and I've worked hard for this. I've worked hard to travel like this and have this kind of life where I can have that freedom to go. Not whenever I want to, of course, because I have a job, but whenever I can. And right now I don't have any kids or don't have any responsibilities that will weigh me down in that sense, where I have to think about the logistics of everything and things like that. So I'm grateful for the position that I am now. I met this guy the day before yesterday. He's a French guy, and we met up again yesterday, and he's a really great guy, and we were just talking about how the conversation, we were talking about different things. He's been in Japan for like 2 months learning Japanese and stuff like that. But then we started talking about deeper topics about our lives and about things that we've been through. And that doesn't always happen. I don't always have these deep conversations with people that I've just met. But it just so happened that we were open and to a certain extent vulnerable enough to share parts of our lives. And that was very healing for me, I think. I think it was very healing for me to be able to hear somebody else's perspective on certain things that I've been through, that I'm going through, and being able to hear his story and how we're all just trying to figure out our own way and doing the best we can in to the best of our ability, right? We're doing what we think is right for our lives. So anyway, this was just a reflection video. Not much substance here. Just thinking about my trip. I'm leaving soon in a couple of days. So I don't know if I'm gonna have time tomorrow to make these kind of long videos because I don't know what my day is gonna look like tomorrow. But anyway, I hope you're having a good day. I hope you are enjoying your day today, and I hope you enjoy your day, the days, every single day of your life. I hope you are able to enjoy them and do what makes your heart dance, okay? So, have a wonderful day. Peace and love. Bye.